Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I'm super excited for this video because we are going to be ranking all of the true multi-chrome formulas that I have tried. I feel like multi-chromes are about to completely blow up on the mainstream makeup market, but indie brands have been doing them for a really long time, so I thought today I would go through and talk about the best and the worst ones and give you my reviews, do some swatches on all of the ones that I have tried. For me personally, what I consider a true multi-chrome is one that shifts more than 2 shades and has a black base. I've tried a lot of like glitter multi-chromes, which are more just fancy duochromes with sparkles and everything going on, and I'm not going to be including those today. All the ones I'm going to be talking about are the classic like super multi-chrome shifting shadows. See that? See how it changes in the light right there? True multi-chromes. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Amy and I love talking about indie makeup. If that's something you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button. And one final piece of housekeeping before we jump into the rankings. I would not feel right posting this video if I did not suggest you go check out Badge the Brow. She has a YouTube channel. I will have a link down below. Her name is Millie and she is the queen of multi-chromes. She actually has a series called Multichrome Mondays. So if you are looking for more multi-chrome content, please check her out. She's tried so many formulas. She's so knowledgeable. All right, so we have 5 formulas to rank today, and I also have an honorable mention, which I'll throw in at the appropriate time, but we're gonna go ahead and start off with the worst multi-chromes I've tried, and I do not recommend these at all. I feel like these particular ones were a complete waste of money. So coming into 5th place is going to be the Looksee Beauty multi-chromes. I was really excited about these because they were the most affordable multi-chromes that I've seen that were pressed, and they are just your typical 26mm pan. I think that I paid $8 each for these in the bundle, so I was really excited about them because most other multi-chromes that are in this size, this amount of product, they're normally like $15 and up. And that's true to pretty much all the other ones I'm going to talk about today. But this is one of those cases where I feel like you really do get what you pay for, because even though initially when you swatch these, they are absolutely beautiful. I mean, I can go ahead and show you. We'll just go ahead and do a few of them. Actually, we'll go ahead and do all of them because I've got 5 fingers. We'll just make it happen. So there's what they look like, and they are super pigmented, super soft. They look incredibly metallic. They have beautiful shifts on them. There's 5 different shades here, so you've got a ton of variety. Oh my god, I've never swatched my thumb before. I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry, I couldn't show you that one live, but here we go. See how pretty they are? They look so stunning. When I first swatched these and I was like, dang, $8 a pop, like that is a steal. The issue with these shadows is that they wear terribly, like the worst wear I've ever had with shadows ever. For me personally, I wear an eyeshadow primer every single day and I do have more dry eyelids, so I rarely ever have an issue with shadows completely coming off my eyes. Sometimes if it's more of an oily formula, I'll get a little bit of creasing. Maybe I'll get just a little bit of fading, but rarely do I ever get a really major issue. And the first time I wore one of these shadows, I could not believe how terrible it looked. It basically just turned into like a matte gray that was like all broken up on my eyelids after just a few hours. I remember just wearing it. I went to work, I looked in the mirror and I was like, what happened to my eyes? Like, I was literally shocked at how terrible it was. I tried them again with a glitter primer and it helps the tiniest little amount, but honestly, I never want to put these on my eyes again. I actually do have one on my eyes today just because I was trying to recreate a certain look and I used the tiniest little bit, but I do really feel like these were a waste of money because why would I want to put shadows on knowing that in an hour, 2 hours, they're not going to look good at all. I honestly feel like it's worth splurging a little bit more to get a multi-chrome that's not going to do that. And I really enjoyed most of the other shadows I've tried from Looksee Beauty. It was just these ones in particular that I felt were a complete miss. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the one ranking number 4. And that is going to be the pigments that I have. These were the very first multi-chromes I ever tried, and these are the Dawn Eyes Cosmetics pigment. I think, if I remember correctly, I paid like $16 or $17 each for these. Again, this is kind of a regret. Pressed multi-chromes weren't a thing yet when I purchased these, so at the time I felt like they were really unique and they were worth it. The reason these are ranked number 4 is because I feel like they're not as intense. I mean, they do obviously have a multi-chrome shift. I have this one here, which is called Mystical, and it's one of those like pretty blue, purple, green ones. Just go ahead and do a swatch. I mean, it's pretty, but I feel like, I don't know if you can tell, even compared to the Looxi ones, the texture is quite a bit softer. It's just more of a satin than a metallic. I think that's how I would describe it. It's more of a satin multichrome, so that definitely puts it a little bit lower down in my books because I love a good super intense metallic. I definitely recommend using these with a glitter glue or spraying your brush if you do have them. That one right there is the shade Heavenly, and then the last one is the shade Magical. So there's what that one looks like. I mean, terrible swatches. They are pigments, so they're not the easiest thing ever to swatch, but I really just don't reach for them often because they are pigments. I personally prefer pressed shadows, and because there are so many pressed options now that are available at the same exact price or less than these, I just don't reach for them, and I don't recommend them, but they are higher than the Looxi because they last longer throughout the day. Alright, so the multichromes I have ranked in third place are going to be the Sydney Grace Cosmetics multichromes. These are again pressed, and there is a really good variety between the 3 shades that they release. These are all 3 shades that they offer. There's a really pretty purple green shifting one, a green blue, and then a purple kind of light pinky gold shifting one. Again, they have more colors than that, but just to give you a quick description, these ones are $15 each, which is pretty average for multichromes, and I do think that they're really pretty. I feel like the reason why they're in third place is because the multichromes that I have for number 2 and number 1 are a little bit more intense, a little bit more foiled. These ones are a little bit softer. It's kind of hard to see when you're only looking at these ones, but I think when I swatch my top 2, you'll be able to tell the difference. We have Twisted Shifter, Chameleonaire, and Beauregard. So there's what they look like. They're still pretty. They're still a nice multichrome option. Just like I said, not my absolute ride or die favorite. Okay, next coming into second place is going to be the Touch of Glam Beauty Multichromes, and I only have one of them that I've tried, but I do really like this formula. This shade in particular is called Leprechaun's Vault, which I think is a super cute name, and it is one of those like blue-green shifting multichromes. This is my favorite. I have this in 3 different formulas just because it's such a pretty range of colors. So here's what this one looks like, and I hope you can see how intense that one is. It is really, really pretty. Again, I see blue, I see navy, I see green. I see a lot going on with that one, and I think it is a really, really stunning shade. My number 1 pick beat this out by just a little bit, but I do recommend this formula if there are any colors in particular that really, really call to you. I think it's really nice. Very smooth, very metallic, very shifty. Okay, so before we talk about the number 1 multichrome formula I've tried, I wanted to quickly do an honorable mention to the Clionadh Deep Iridescent Multichromes. I don't have them on hand right now because I loaned them to a friend, but I'm going to go ahead and leave a picture on screen of the shades in my palette, and I really, really absolutely love the formula. I felt a little weird putting it in here because, like I said, I wanted to do the true multichromes that have a black base. The deep iridescent multichromes are actually supposed to be iridescent multichromes specifically for people with a deep skin tone. So if you do have a deep skin tone, they're not going to look like the true multichromes that I'm talking about as for all of the other formulas. But if you do have a light skin tone, the deep iridescent multichromes have more of a gray base to them, and I find them to be extremely wearable as far as multichromes go. I think they blend in really easy, and they give an amazing shift without looking super smoky on the eye, because I feel like a lot of the shades I'm mentioning today can get super smoky fast because they do have that black base. I know Clionadh also has jeweled multichromes, which are true multichromes, but I personally have not tried that formula, so I can't speak to it. So now, coming in first place is going to be my multichromes from Terra Moon's Cosmetics. I absolutely love these so much. Just to get the disclaimer out of the way, I typically put like a little thing on the screen so you can see, actually maybe it's this side. I put a thing on the screen so you can see if something's purchased, gifted, a gift from a friend, whatever it may be. And with these particular shades, I did receive these 2 in PR, and then I went ahead and purchased one myself because I love the formula so much. So just to let you know really quickly, these are so stunning. They are extremely shifty, and the reason why they're my favorite is because they are also extremely metallic, extremely intense. They just have a beautiful texture to them. If you love really intense shadows, this is the one that I would recommend. Also, these are just the 3 that I own, but I do think that they have like 6 or 7 available. So again, there's a bunch of color options to choose from. These are $17 each, but you can use a discount code to save a little bit of money. This first one here is definitely my favorite multi-chrome ever. This is the shade Mood Ring. I bought this because of Kira Lachelle, and it is stunning. It's again that blue, green, gold, just amazing shadow, but this one is so intense, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch it right here. Hopefully you can see the difference between the 3 greens and how intense they are and kind of how I based my ratings. So I think that is one of the prettiest shadows that I own. And then the next shade that we have here is the one called Moonwalk. I actually haven't used that one as much. The shade doesn't speak to me quite the same amount, but it is still extremely metallic, extremely smooth and buttery. This one is a teal to blue to purple. Absolutely beautiful. And then lastly is Alter Ego. This is another absolutely beautiful shadow. I love to nickname this the Northern Lights in a shadow because just the way it looks, I will show you again, buttery, smooth, metallic, pigmented, everything you could want, but it has a black base and then you can see flecks of purple and green and blue, and it just reminds me of the Northern Lights so much. It's just phenomenal. I have a small confession that I think I might like swatching this one more than I like wearing it because it is a little bit more of a smoky shadow and I tend to go for lighter eye looks, but it is really beautiful if this is one of your tones, something that you like to go for. I mean, look at it. It's just everything. I low-key feel like I'm gonna break my wrist, but you can see the shift there when I use the mirror. So those are all of the multi-chrome formulas that I've tried ranked. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you've tried any multi-chromes, please feel free to leave your favorites, your least favorites down below. I would love to hear your opinions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.